Why people often refer to PYQs to top the exam, the hidden agenda behind the PYQ analysis, how far the questions have been repeated in 2025. You are approaching the exam entirely from the PYQ. Most of the people do not understand the weightage of the topic. The first question related to artificial weather modification and climate engineering. So the Haragata related topic was being repeated. Fifth schedule of constitution related question. Hi, welcome to SLNSIASACADEMY. My name is Siddesh Kumar and I am a mentor and faculty here. And today again I am back with a very interesting topic of the day, and which is going to be very insightful, and let us understand what exactly the essence of PYQ and how it is more important in the exam, and why people often refer to PYQs to top the exam, and what exactly the core objective and the hidden agenda behind the PYQ analysis, and why toppers run behind the PYQs. So these days the PYQ is being playing a very wonderful role in the UPSC, and most of the peoples are able to make out to the list just by analyzing the PYQ and covering the syllabus through the PYQs, because they are that is the strategy called as reverse engineering. Most of the people are doing it, and so even in our previous lecture we discussed about that same. So what exactly the the importance of reverse engineering, and how far the reverse engineering is successful in the UPSC, and what is the the impact of forward study, and how it is failure model in the current UPSC journey. So now today we will try to understand the similar context, so where the PYQs are being playing wonderful role in making it to the list of the UPSC by having the good hold on it. So most of the people doesn't know that the PYQs itself repeats every year, and that too in a very good number of questions. So this year in the 2025 prelims, most of the questions, nearly 9 to 10 questions, were directly repeated from the PYQ of previous years. So those people who have who are showing the disinterest by analyzing the PYQ will definitely suffer, because those people who are not revising or not recalling or not analyzing the PYQ would not be able to solve these 10 questions of 2025 question. So and to make that, so to solve those 10 very significant questions in 2025 prelims, so you should have definitely done the PYQ analysis of last at least 15 years. So now let us understand how the PYQs are repeating every year, and whether the whole set of question is repeating in the same way. No, so I don't say that the question itself repeats in the same tone, in the same manner, but definitely the themes related to that particular question repeats, and some of the questions are direct in nature, and some of the questions are being made out of the statements of the other question that has been seen. So now let us understand. So today we are going to analyze the recurrence of themes and the questions in the UPSC Civil Service examination, specifically comparing the 2025 prelims questions with the PYQ, and understanding how far the questions have been repeated in 2025 from the the past 10-15 years of questions. So yes, we'll understand the previous year the questions analysis. Yes, and before that we'll try to understand the significance of analyzing the PYQ and PYQs. So why do we analyze the PYQs? Most of the people just do it for the sake of completion, and most of the people do it to hold the good to have the good hold on that particular subject, and most of the people do it to know the weightage of each of the topics and each of the themes that are recurrent in the exam. And so everybody have different set of approaches and different set of different set of preparation mechanism towards this particular exam. But as long as the UPSC Civil Services prelims is concerned, so the strategy which is working in the current scenario is reverse engineering, which is like you are approaching the exam entirely from the PYQ perspective. So as long as you do not have the good hold on the PYQ, so you may not be able to make it to the proper proper goodness. So here what I'm emphasizing is, so in order to have a good hold, and in order to understand the weightage of each of the topic, you should definitely have to do the analysis of PYQ. So let us understand each of the significance of analyzing the PYQ one by one. So insight into UPSC question framing style. So most of the people, after analyzing the PYQ, they definitely get to understand what exactly the nature of preparing the question, and what is the pattern or the framing style of UPSC. So as long as you don't know the the question framing mechanism of UPSC, you may not be able to prepare to the exam that you are preparing for. So you should have the idea of what exactly UPSC's approach towards framing the question, and whether they are making the question based on the factual, analytical, or application based. So once you get to know the their pattern or their framings, then you can definitely have a good understanding, and after knowing these facts and after knowing this factors, jumping into the preparation would definitely benefit you. So now the second one, identification of core and recurrent themes. So most of the people do not understand the weightage of the topic, and they do not know the recurrence of themes, and the micro topics which are repeating in the exam. So what they do is they directly jump into the preparation without having any analysis, without doing any of the the basic core analysis that is required for the exam. So obviously if he or she will end up doing the the lot of preparation, but not knowing the weightage of the topic and weightage of the themes. So let us understand the simple scenario here. For example, so you are studying the polity subject. So the weightage of the polity is around 15% in every exam, and out of 15% of weightage, so in case if you based on the weightage of this particular subject, you will distribute your energy, time, and your involvement to the subject, because this particular subject is having high good weightage. But the moment you know the weightage for some subject, maybe for example you can take science and technology, or maybe these days sports related questions, the only 3% of weightage has been given to science related questions. So now the same weightage same effort cannot be given to this particular subject or this particular area which you are covering. So based on the weightage, so again, in case if you take IR, so every year you are getting around 7 questions, means the weightage of this particular paper is around 6 to 7%. So here it is having 15%. So based on the weightage of the subject, you can distribute your energy and time and your involvement, and you can prepare, because you have an idea that from which subject what number of questions you may get to see. Again, so the best benefit is within the polity, again, if you do not know the themes which are recurrent, you may end up covering the whole polity Lakshmikant by not knowing what topics are repeating and what subject, what core themes are repeating in the exam. So now for example, polity Lakshmikant has around 84 plus chapters. So giving the same set of energy and time to each and every chapter and completing the 84 chapters would not benefit you. But what benefits is knowing the weightage of each and every particular chapters that you are studying. So weightage, for example, historical background of Indian Constitution or development of Indian Constitution, the initial few chapters of the Lakshmikant. So giving the same set of time and energy to that, and again you are covering the same manner the Parliament. So here you are wasting the time by by just inputting the same equal effort to each and every chapter. So in case if you get to know that the Parliament and legislature and executive and judiciary is having high importance and the high number of questions are probable, so then you can accordingly distribute your effort, and accordingly you can distribute your time and energy to some set of themes which are recurrent. So knowing the weightage of each of the themes and the topic is highly important. So now, evaluation of conceptual depth required. So PYQ analysis clarifies the level of conceptual understanding. So while analyzing the PYQ, certainly you will get to assess yourself that what exactly the conceptual depth that you have gained, and what exactly the concept that you have gained so far by studying. And while doing the PYQ analysis, you will get that confidence that yes, you have done a certain amount of work, and based on that you will definitely have the hold on that particular question or that particular subject. So here PYQ analysis clarifies the level of conceptual understanding that you have already hold, and which will again gives you that scope to expect or to predict what depth, what is the depth that you are about to dive into. So as long as you do not know the depthness of the exam, depthness of that particular topic, in case if you go on diving into the topic so deep without knowing the weightage of that, so that is totally of no use. So what you're supposed to do is you should know how good they are asking about. For example, when you consider history, so most of the history questions are factual in nature, and in case if you are diving into the concepts, and in case if you are going so deep and analyzing the core history, so then that would end up giving more time to it, which is not necessarily required. So you should know what is the depth that is required for that particular subject or the topic. So to know that, you should do the analysis of PYQ. And strategy refinement and smart study planning. So analyzing the PYQ would definitely helps you to make your own strategy and to approach the exam. And one should have this PYQ analysis before they start the preparation, and based on that you will definitely have some clarity or some some vision, and you may end up making the proper strategy and the smart strategy which may work individually. And now so you will get the predictive once you once you are done with the PYQ analysis, you will develop that strength of predicting the questions, and predicting from the themes, and you will know that from what area what questions and what is the probable question that the UPSC may ask. So the probability of expecting the questions may increase, and that would definitely help you to frame your strategy and to make your schedule, and accordingly you can prepare for the UPSC. And so it is not only helping in prelims. Again, PYQ analysis of prelims and mains would help you to again master your answers, and it would boost your confidence, because you already know from what themes and what topic and from what subject the number of questions are higher in, and based on that you can plan. And obviously the PYQ is always a benchmark for your self-assessment, and you should be following the PYQ to assess yourself and to test yourself before UPSC tests you. So now let us understand this year PYQs, this year prelims question, 2025 prelims question, which has a correlation with the PYQs, and how they have been picked up directly from the PYQs to make those questions. So here what exactly the UPSC is doing. So UPSC will not go beyond the syllabus, and in case if the UPSC is being conducting this particular exam from since the ages, so obviously even UPSC may fall short on the themes, and UPSC definitely have to repeat the themes and definitely have to repeat the questions. It doesn't have any other option. So but how do UPSC treat it? So UPSC definitely do not put the question as it is, but they UPSC may change a bit. So these days what UPSC is doing is, so from the PYQs, whatever the statements that the questions has, from those statements the questions are repeating, and from the themes some of the questions are direct in nature, and some of the questions have been made out of the statements, and some of the questions have been made repeated out of the themes. So now we'll understand one by one. The first question related to artificial weather modification and climate engineering. So and we'll understand so how this particular question has a correlevance. So this particular question is 2025, and this particular question is from 2019. So this is a question related to artificial rainfall related question. And now let us understand how these particular questions as a similarity and how UPSC has picked this particular question directly from the PYQ. So this question, artificial way of causing rainfall to reduce air pollution, makes use of option A, B, C, D has been given. And so in this question, so in PYQ 2019, if you can see, the question is being directly made out of the statements given here. So in the context of which of the following do the scientists suggest the use of cirrus cloud thinking, technique, and the injection of sulfate aerosol into stratosphere. So if you can see, so the creating the artificial rain in some region. So this particular based on the statement which has been given, the question repeats here. So, and the theme is similar. What is the theme? The theme is related to artificial weather modification and the artificial rain. So, and the question repeats in 2025. So, those who have done the analysis of 2019 well, so one should solve this particular question very easily. So, what is the answer for this? So, artificial way of causing rainfall to reduce air pollution makes use of what? Silver iodide and potassium iodide. So, this is the answer for this particular year. And yes. So, and here in case if you can see, so the question is being clearly stated and which has a high correlance. And in the context of which of the following do some scientists suggest the use of cirrus cloud cirrus cloud thinning technique and the injection of sulfate aerosol into stratosphere. The question answer for this particular question is creating the artificial rains in some regions. So artificial rain, out of this particular statement, the question itself has repeated. So we'll go forward. And so this particular questions are based on the biotechnology and specifically some monoclonal antibodies. So this particular question is from again 2025 and the question here pasted in 1999. So which is too long back, but still, so those who are analyzing the PYQ will definitely get this particular question connected. And the themes are repeating, and in case if you are done the PYQ, you can easily solve the current questions which are appearing. So now let us understand how these two questions are correlated. So with reference to monoclonal antibodies, the question is related to monoclonal antibodies, and those who have done the analysis of this particular question will know the weightage of the topic. And so science and technology, we always say that it is having around 13 to 14% of weightage in the exam, and this year again it has a high number of questions in the prelims. So this 2025 question, don't you think it has been directly made from the statement of 1999 question? It is definitely yes, because from the option here, so in case if you can see, so the question have been made with reference to the monoclonal antibodies. The mention, okay, which is often discussed actually, monoclonal antibodies after COVID, it is being highly discussed. And so mentioned in news, consider the following statement: they are man-made proteins. So, and they stimulate immunological functions due to their ability to bind the specific antigens, and they are used to treating the viral infection like Nipah virus. So, what is the correct answer here? So all 1, 2, 3 are the correct answers. So, option D stands the right answer here. So, those who have done the PYQ will definitely end up solving this particular question very easily without having any preparation. So, by doing only PYQ analysis, you can easily solve nearly 10 to 11 questions of every year prelims. So, now we'll move forward to second question. So, again, so in 2025, so the Haragata related topic was being repeated from 2016. So in 2016, the same questions directly without changing any of the things in lot. So the question repeats. So you can see here, with reference to the economic history of medieval India, the term Haragata refers to what? And here it is also the question is same and the theme is same and the tone of the question is also same, only the words and the framing is different, only pattern got changed and only the words have been replaced, otherwise everything, rest of the things remain same. So that question, 2025 question states, the irrigation device called Haragata was what exactly the irrigation device of Aragatta? So the question is, what is the irrigation device called Aragatta is? Here is also the same. So what is it? Is it a bonded labor? No. It is a land grant made by the military officer? No. And what is it? So water wheel used in the irrigation land or the wasteland converted into cultivated? So water wheel used in the irrigation of land. So what is the answer? So a water bag made to leather pulled over a pulley? No. A large wheel with the earthen pots tied to the outer ends of this works. So answer is B there, and answer is C here. So I hope you are able to connect how these questions have been made without changing the nature of it. So directly picking those particular keywords and the themes the UPSC is playing with you, but you are unconsciously ignoring the PYQ by not considering them. So we'll move forward. So again in the PYQ, so in 2005 this particular question was there, and it repeats in 2025. So which is really what do you call important, and again which is very 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 surprising, because this year the most of the the northeast related questions were what do you call, yeah, the northeast related topics were being highly discussed in the UPSC, and those people who really did some analysis on the northeast part, so they must have definitely able to solve this particular question. And so this particular question is being asked in 2005, and the same theme repeats in 2025. So let us understand how the question stands similar, and how does this question is being framed. The 2025 question is being framed out of the 2005 question. So here the question is related to, so the states have been given in the one column and the description about the particular state. So consider the following base: Arunachal Pradesh, the capital is named after the fort, and the state has the 2 national parks. Okay. Nagaland, the state came into existence on the basis of the Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay. The Tripura, initially a part C state, it became centrally administered territory with the recognition of 1956, and later attained the status of full-fledged state. So the options have been given: only 1, only 2, and all 3, and none. Yes. So and this question, so northeastern part of India was carved out of the separating them from Assam. Which one of the following pairs is not among them? So the question is, the several states in the northeastern part of India were carved out of carved out by separating them from Assam. Which one of the following pair is not among them? So which of this particular question is being carved out of the what do you call, northeastern part, especially from the Assam, and which of these states are not not the one among the pair? So let us understand the question here. So answer of this particular question. So for the 52 question, the answer stands all of the above. So all the the 3 statements given are correct, and yes. So yeah, so Manipur and Tripura were carved out of Assam, and so which is being separated in the northeast state. So the theme is same. The northeastern part, almost every year related to northeast there will be a question, and not only in UPSC take any of the competitive exams into the consideration, but this particular question is often repeating in the any of the set of competitive exams, especially in the UPSC. So by analyzing this PYQ, what exactly we are getting to know? So like we are getting to know the weightage of that particular theme and how often the questions repeat itself in the UPSC. So now we'll go forward. Okay, this particular question is related to Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Framework of India, and in 2025 this was the question, and 2019 this was the question which we got to see. So the pattern of the question remains same, so there is no lot of difference. And so now let us understand the question here. Consider the following activities: so production of crude oil, and refining, storage and distributions of petroleum, and marketing and sale of petroleum products, and production of natural. How many of the above activities are regulated by the Petroleum and Natural Regulatory Board in our country? So here, so the question is same related to this. the statement, in case if you can see, Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board is the first regulatory body set up by the Government of India. So here it is related to how many, okay, the question is related to how many of the activities are being regulated by the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. Here it is related to something different. So the statement and the theme is definitely same. The theme of that particular questions is definitely same, but only the pattern of the questions have been changed. So you have to try to understand what exactly the importance of PYQ by syncing these two here. And so yeah, for this particular question, so what is the answer here? So production of crude oil and refining, the storage and distribution, and marketing and sale of petroleum products, and production of natural gas. So out of which the only two are correct answer. And here considering following statement, and Natural Gases Regulatory Board, and okay, and one of the tasks of okay, PNGRB is to ensure the competitive market for gas. Okay, so again, so out of which we will eliminate the first one. So because the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board is not the first regulatory body set up by the Government of India, and answer stands B. So for both of the question, so answer stands similar, and the question repeats because it has a definite themes which is repeating almost every year, and this year the question repeats directly from the PYQ 2019. Going forward, so in 2025 we got to see the 5th schedule of constitution related question, and which is related to schedule areas, and in 2018 the same set of questions without a lot of difference we got to see the in 2025. So the question is like with reference to the Constitution of India, if any area of state is declared as a scheduled area under the 5th schedule, so what are this? So the statement, two statement has been given here. In case if you see, so if the particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statement is best reflect the consequence of it? So what exactly here we are understanding? So the question, in case if you see the theme of this particular question, exactly the the tone of the questions have been copied and reflected in 2025 question. So here, so the only benefit of analyzing the PYQ is this. So you are able to have a good hold on the themes, and from how the questions can be made out of the PYQs, and how UPSC is playing its role without putting a lot of pressure on the aspirants here. So we'll try to know the answer for this. Okay. So the state government loses its executive power in such areas, and the local body assumes total administration. The incorrect statement. The union government can take over the total administrations of such areas under the certain circumstances on the recommendations of the governor. So so what is the question here? So which of the statement given above is correct? So neither one nor two are correct. And here again, if the particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of the Constitution, which of the following statement are best reflects? Okay, this would prevent the transfers of the land. Okay, and okay, and this would create a local self-governing body, and this would convert the area into union territory. This state having such areas would be declared as a special category states. So what is the correct answer? A. This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. So this is the correct answer. So the question related to 5th schedule is coming, and the theme related to this particular the question has a good weightage in the UPSC, and you cannot take chances of skipping them. So yeah. And coming back to again the question related to reforms movements, and every year you will get to some more other questions, and this year again so from modern history, so we got to see the self-respect movement related question, and the same question in case if you see in 2019 repeats. So self-respect movement, out of this statement, don't you think this particular questions have been made here? So it is repeating. So those people who have solved this particular question, and those who have done the depth analysis of this particular question, would definitely able to solve this particular question, because they already have the understanding of the question, which doesn't differ anything, and further it is being simplified in PYQ 2025. So what exactly the question is? So All India Anti-Mahatma Gandhi, okay, All India Anti-Untouchability League. so which is being led by Mahatma Gandhi, and All India Kisan Sabha, so Swami Sahajananda Saraswati, and Self-Respect Movement, A.V. Ramaswamy. So all 1, 2, 3 are correct answers here. And in case if we see this question, so among the following was the founder of Self-Respect Movement. So who is there? So Dr. Ambedkar is not the answer, and Bhaskar Jadhav is not the answer, and Dinakar Rao Javalkar is also not the correct answer. So Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar is the correct answer. So and this particular question, so exact form, exact form and exact words have been picked, and the questions have been made. So this is how the PYQs are playing its role in UPSC. So now moving forward to the question, so related to strategic mineral resources and their global distributions in the exam. So in PYQ 2025, this particular question we got to see, and again when you see in 2023, the question we get to see the similar set of the question with no changes, with no so much of differences here. So let us understand what exactly the question is all about. So the country's resources rich in. So this particular theme is repeating actually. So it is not something new in 2025. So as we get to see in PYQ 2023, the similar set of questions about 3/4 of the world cobalt metal required for the manufacture of batteries, electric motors, vehicles are produced by the which of the countries. So here, in how many of the above rows is the given information correctly matched? So what is that? So what resources are rich in these particular countries which has been given? Botswana, diamond, shale, lithium, and Indonesia, nickel. So here, so which of the given countries have about 3/4 of world cobalt metal required for the manufacture? So don't you think this particular question is highly repeating in nature, highly similar in nature, and highly coherent? And those who have done the analysis of this particular question can easily solve this particular question. So the question, so Botswana, diamond, and shale, lithium, and Indonesia, nickel. So all these three statements given are highly correct, and here so option C stands the correct answer. So Democratic Republic of Congo is having the 3/4 of the world's cobalt metal required for the manufacture of batteries. So going forward to next question. So in 2025, this question reflected, and which is directly from 2022. So in case if you get to see the question, so which is related to provisions and interpretations of anti-defection law. So anti-defection law was highly discussed in the current affairs, and so these days it is being very severely discussed, and the Supreme Court interpretation related to that, and even the laws which are being made for the stringent the anti-defection law. So here we get to understand how the question itself have a lot of similarity, and how one can easily solve this by having analyzed the PYQ. So here in case if you get to see, consider the following statements. If any question arises as to whether a member of the House of the People has become subject to disqualification under the 10th schedule of the President decision in accordance with the opinions of the Councils of Union Ministers shall be final. And there is no mention of the word political party in the Constitution of India. And here the question is related to anti-defection law in India. Consider the following statement. The law specifies that the nominated legislature cannot join any political party, and the law does not provide any time frame within the, okay. In case if you see, there is a lot of differences in the statements given. So and even the statement itself is repeating in 2025. So by having a very basic simple analysis of these questions can easily make you solve this type of questions. So here will the answer D stands correct for question number 88, this question 2025 question. And for this, the law specifies that the nominated legislature cannot join any political party within 6 months. So option A stands correct. The law does not provide any time frame within the which the preceding, okay, this statement stands incorrect. So what exactly we getting to know is UPSC, those people who are just running behind the current affairs and just running behind the sources and ignoring the PYQs will definitely suffer here, because so PYQs are really a bedrock of UPSC, and based on the PYQs itself, you are preparing, you have to make your schedule and you have to prepare your own strategy and you have to approach the exam. So this is what the reverse engineering is all about, and most of the topper does. And as long as you are not doing this, so this you will end up covering the vast syllabus which you may definitely not to cover. So I would urge you all to do the PYQ analysis well, and based on that, so you plan your strategy and execute it. PYQ always plays a crucial role, and it will play in future also, and PYQ repeats. I emphasize, PYQs are recurrent in the exam and which will go on recurring in all the year, and at least 10 questions from PYQ you will get to see, and those who have done those people who have done the analysis of a PYQ can easily solve the 10 questions of UPSC. So 10 questions, having 20 marks in your pocket, definitely, and rest of the things obviously you have to do, and which will make your further journey so easier. And it is not only for prelims, and even for the mains you are supposed to do, and we will come up for the mains in the upcoming videos. And stay tuned with us, and subscribe and follow our channel, and keep on looking for the further videos related to the same manner. And thank you, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.